Only 9 men set foot on that island, but after they took a photo, there were 10 people in the frame. What's even more terrifying, nobody knew who the extra person was. From start to finish, not a single soul noticed he didn't belong. And what came next? That uninvited 10th man would drag every last one of them straight to hell. 1972, during the Vietnam War, the Korean military picked up a distress signal. It came from Romeo Point, a forbidden dead zone where over 1,700 soldiers had vanished without a trace. But what truly shocked command wasn't the location, it was who sent the signal. Because that unit had been missing for 6 months. The radio crackled with screams and sobbing, then a single gunshot, and the signal went dead. Command immediately sent Lieutenant Jack to lead an investigation. His squad, 9 men total. Besides Jack and his second-in-command, the rest were expendable nobodies. If they died out here, no one would even care. What they didn't know was that they'd already walked into a death trap. Right after landing, one of the soldiers suggested a group photo. The first shot looked fine, but after the second one, a chilling detail emerged. 9 men stood in the frame, but someone had to be behind the camera. That meant a 10th person had slipped into the group, and not a single person noticed, as if he'd always been there. And it only got worse from there. That very night, they saw their first ghost. The squad was ambushed after entering a bamboo forest. They killed 2 hostiles, a man and a woman. On the woman's body, they found a string of bells. Nobody realized it at the time, but those bells would haunt them through every moment of this nightmare. Pushing forward, the squad reached the entrance to Romeo Point. An ancient stone marker stood there. Corporal George barely made out the Chinese characters carved into it. Just one line: "Those with blood on their hands shall never return." Everyone brushed it off as superstition, but as it turned out, it wasn't a warning, it was a sentence. That night, the squad set up camp in the open, but when they woke the next morning, everyone froze. A building had appeared out of thin air, right where there'd been nothing the day before. No one knew when it got there, and no one knew what was inside. They went in with weapons raised. The rooms were empty, nothing but an old tape recorder, but they found signs that another unit had been stationed here before. The mission continued. Jack split the squad into search teams. Before long, Corporal George fell behind. He could clearly see his teammates up ahead, but when he caught up, the numbers didn't add up. There were 6 people in front of him. His group only had 5. The extra man had appeared again. The next second, everyone vanished, as if they'd never existed. Corporal George completely panicked. Meanwhile, his real teammates were out searching for him. They eventually regrouped near an abandoned temple, and there, they found something even stranger. Incense sticks, still burning. Something else was here. They'd soon find out that whatever it was far more dangerous than any enemy soldier. That night, an American patrol squad arrived by helicopter. They were on a routine check of the area. Before leaving, their leader, Beck, said something cryptic. "When we come back in 4 days, none of you will be alive." Then he added one more thing: "Nobody survives Romeo Point." At the time, no one realized Beck wasn't giving a warning. He was stating a fact. Later that night, the tape recorder switched on by itself. The music that had been playing suddenly turned into the dying screams of countless soldiers. The entire room went dead silent. At the same time, Jack spotted a woman in white through the window. Lightning flashed. She stood in the middle of the field. Then she was gone. The next day, the first death came. The private who'd taken the last watch had vanished. They searched everywhere and found his body hanging from a tree, strung up high. Before anyone could even process the shock, headquarters delivered news that was even worse. After cross-checking the photos, they confirmed that the extra man in the picture was Private William, who'd been missing for 6 months. From the very first day on the island, a dead man had been walking among them, and every single one of them thought he was alive. Fear began to spread, especially for the camera guy, because he and Private William had been close. More importantly, he'd been hiding his secret. Before his last mission, William had asked him to buy an expensive camera as a birthday gift for his daughter. But when William went missing, he never delivered it. He kept it for himself. So when William's ghost kept appearing, he was convinced it had come back for revenge. That very night, the camera guy actually saw Private William. He bolted in sheer terror, stepped on a landmine the squad had planted, and died on the spot. From that point on, death spiraled out of control. Jack followed the woman in white to a graveyard. The names on the headstones made his blood run cold. They belonged to the French soldiers whose distress signal the radio operator had received, but they'd been dead for ages, which meant the signals were never sent by the living.